Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of a game between the Washington Redskins and the Miami Dolphins. This and much, much more live with Aaron, Josh, John. Yo, yo, yo,
Did
yo.
you say Josh?
Yo, 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 yo.
Oh, look who's here.
Excellent!
It's a Christmas miracle. Dude, you haven't been on here in so long. There's people that listen to this podcast for multiple years that have never seen your face. Bryce Versa, I see, is in the live podcast room. It was not our normal night. So we might be missing some people, but it's good to see Bryce Versa hanging out in the YouTube chat.
Dude, we do suck. Man. There's no one on this team that's worth keeping except for Sam Howell.
He had a rough week, though, man. I will say that. This is his worst week yet. What did he have? Like, I don't know what the stats are. Not to jump into this, but like
He had his third. He had his third pick six in 3 weeks, and that was bad.
To
But he
Van
also
Ginkel.
threw it. Yeah, to Van Ginkel.
Van Bronckhorst. I'm pulling up the box score.
Yeah.
It may or may not be too small for you, dude. He did have the only scoring besides Logan Thomas, who caught a 2-point conversion try, I guess. 2-point conversion try, which was too little too late, sir.
Dude, we were only down. Dudes, seriously, we were only down by 23 at that point.
Well, according to Amazon Advanced Stats, as you can see here on ESPN, actually it might be ESPN's Advanced Stats. At that point in the game, I believe Miami had a 99.1% chance to win.
What, before the game started?
Oh, no. Before they started, they only had a 81% chance. And then it went down to 77.
81.
That's it. It never dropped below.
Did it go down?
No, dude.
Even the people in Vegas knew that. Even the people in Vegas knew that we were toast, man.
Dude, before we scored the 2-point conversion, it was 99.9% chance, and after it was 99.5% chance that the Dolphins would win. So it went down 0.4% chance. Yeah.
Way to go, Logan.
What's up, Texas Coreman 100? Welcome to the podcast. Also hanging out in the YouTube room on this Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I wonder how Sergeant Johns is doing.
He's probably doing well. His voice is raspy.
We haven't heard from Sergeant Johns in quite a while. But anyway, all right. Yeah, I do want to talk about this game. We suck.
Man.
I mean, what else can we say? Like, even the other team feels sorry for us. Like, I heard Tua, like people were like, Tua's clowning us in his interview, but he didn't sound like he was trying to sound like, well, they were covering us like this. I don't know what they expected the linebacker to do.
I mean, dude, it was the Tyreek Hill show, man. It was Tyreek Hill, this little man just running down whose legs are so fast you could barely see him move.
Dude, he burned us on the 3rd play of the game. He burnt Quan Martin.
Quan burnt Fuller, Curl.
Everyone got burned. So we supposedly only played man defense 5% of the time. Well, every single time we played man defense, we got burned.
Dude, Ron Rivera didn't do anything. Ron Rivera was supposed to take over the defense, and he brought in some veteran coach who was just like, here, take over the defense.
Dude.
Yeah. So he didn't even call the defense. He's some dude he brought in. He was a veteran. Just think you're on the 1985 Bears.
Dude, I saw this hilarious picture. I think either someone posted it in our Discord room or else it was just on Twitter or something. But it was a picture of Ron. And it said, what did Ron do differently with this week's defense or something? And they had him crossing his arms, and it said, I think he's doing a little more right over left. Oh, my gosh. Texas Core Man. We haven't seen Texas Core Man in here for a while, have we? He's probably been out.
Man, dudes, we got 4 games left. If Ron doesn't get fired, and it doesn't look like he's going to, then it's going to be January 8th, Black Monday. And if I'm Josh Harris, yeah. But I mean, if I'm Josh Harris and I just spent $6 billion on this team, I want us to lose every game for the rest of the year. He's worth keeping. I know there's debate going on what we should do, because right now we've got the 4th pick in the draft. Although we're 4-9 and Chicago is 4-8, and that's why we have the 4th right now.
There's been a lot of constructive debate in our Discord room this week about what we should do with this pick. Some people, you can't hear John. What?
Hello.
For real? Texas, can you hear John?
Well, how weird.
I can hear John. Let me double check something.
I can hear John.
Let me make sure that John is going out correctly, but he should be. Texas Core Man, can you hear John? Let's see, John, you're going out.
Yes.
Oh, maybe he can't hear Josh. Maybe he just doesn't know who Josh is.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, he can't hear John either? What in the heck?
Really?
Oh my gosh.
That's strange.
Talk, John.
Yo. So the Washington Nationals had the first pick overall in the draft last night.
John said the Washington Nationals had the first pick overall in the draft last night.
But they didn't get to do it. They got it taken away from them because they're on the payor list and not the payee list in the collective bargaining agreement.
In the collective bargaining agreement. I just said everything John just said.
I can
hear John, not Josh. Oh.
What?
See if you can hear Josh now. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I had something off and now it's on. Okay, so now
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You can hear him.
Okay, wait, he hears them. Okay.
Sweet.
I was actually able to fix something. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone
like in
here,
stride.
everyone.
Anyway, now that we can hear everyone, what I was getting to is that there was a lot of constructive debate in the Discord room, and if you guys aren't in there, I encourage you to do so, because people in there will let you speak your mind without jumping on you like most of the internet and calling you an idiot because your view is different than theirs. But anyway, a lot of people were saying we have bigger need than quarterback, like left tackle, right tackle, now all of our entire defense. In fact, I can't think of a position that we don't need someone at except for punter at this point.
Yeah.
So
We don't need a punter.
and then other people.
We sure need a long snapper though.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Where's
And a
Cheese Man?
kicker.
Dude, we have to be the only team in the history of teams to spend a 6th round pick on a long snapper that ended
No,
up
we're not.
sucking.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. The Patriots picked the long snapper 3 picks before we did, and that was the guy that Ron really wanted to get.
Is that guy still playing though?
Oh yeah, dude, he's good. I can't even remember his name, but it's not Cheese freaking Man.
Cheese Man.
Cheese.
So
Hold
anyway,
in the cheese, man.
so most people were saying offensive line. Kenny Ken is still thinking quarterback. He doesn't think Sam Howell is the guy. So
I'm
there's
going to disagree with Kenny Ken, and I'm going to say we're fine at quarterback, but we need that lineup in front of him to protect him.
Dude, we've got to get a left tackle and start. We got to get like a Trent Williams left tackle, like top 3 pick guy. We've got to, or else it's going to be like Sam Howell's a tough dude. We've seen him get hit so many times this year.
But
if
but
we don't do
eventually that
something-
wears
if we
on
don't
you,
just-
man.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't do something to help him, he's going to be like Joe Burrow, who
He's not
has a
gonna stay
terrible
healthy.
offensive line in front of him, and he's
Yeah.
always getting injured.
Yeah, exactly.
dudes.
And, Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. He went to the Super Bowl.
Over the course of the week and these conversations, I started out on the same side of the fence as you guys, and now I'm more on the fence. Because here's my
About
thought.
what?
Hear me out. I'm still leaning towards, yes, we need to protect Sam Howell, and we don't know if he's going to be awesome or not. But a couple things made me lean more towards the quarterback thing, and here's they are.
What?
One, I heard on Al Galdi that, according to PFF, our offensive line is 16th in pass blocking. 16th. That's right in the middle of the pack. So if they're 16th, that's saying, so is it more Sam Howell's fault that he's taking all these sacks? I don't know. They're saying was.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're not talking about the University of Washington?
Yes.
Because my eyeballs tell me that our offensive
Good
line
Lord.
sucks.
My eyeballs tell me that. My eyeballs tell me that too. But what they were saying on there is there's not that many teams in the league that can hold rushers off for 4 seconds like they used to be able to, and that quarterbacks have to get rid of it faster. Okay.
Tua does have like the fastest release of the ball, man. He was just zipping that ball everywhere.
He got that
He was
ball
out
out to Tyreek Hill 78 yards down the field in less than like 2.5 seconds.
It was, yeah.
So
And remember? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Remember a few years ago, Aaron and I went to Miami. We went to the Redskins /Commanders /football team, whatever it was that year. Game against the Miami Dolphins. And then Miami was in the tanking for Tua thing. Tanking for Tua. And we won that game because the last play of the game was the Dolphins doing a 2-point conversion down by 1. If they win, they win. Or if they get it, they win. If they don't get it, they lose. They lose. They get the 2nd pick overall at the end, and they draft Tua. And that guy looks like a small guy, but man, he is just zinging that ball all over the field.
Yeah. Dude, X Factor, what you're getting to are you getting to the positive of this is that in only a few short years we could be where the Dolphins are? If we get a top quarterback?
If we get a left tackle to protect him so he doesn't break in half like Joe Burrow does every season. They went to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. If they have a left tackle, they would have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
X Factor
You know?
X Factor has a good point. He says his escape abilities may be increasing the rating of the line. It's true.
Oh,
I
that's
think
true.
so too. And Josh, Josh lives at least part-time in North Carolina, and you've seen him like play at Chapel Hill
Yeah, Carolina.
back in
Yeah.
the day. And he was, he had one year where he had a lot of people around him and he was really good. And then the last year he was there, he was just running around and doing everything because like
the
his
offensive
linemen were
line,
gone.
they all graduated. They're
Yeah.
gone.
So, I mean, he knows escapability. I mean, his dad's a coach. The guy, I mean, he looks tough as nails. And I think he's still on pace to like have, he's still on pace. I don't know if he's still on pace or right around it, but I mean, he's going to have a lot of sacks. And the one thing that would make me question if we should take a quarterback somewhere in the next draft is David Carr or Derek Carr, the one that played for the Houston Texans, not the one that just got injured for the Saints.
I think that's David, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
think it was
ruined.
David. He got ruined, and that's the team that has the most sacks on the season ever. And so
I don't think we need a quarterback. I want to say it. I don't think we do.
Well, let me. Can I finish?
Well, hang on, real
finish?
quick, Aaron.
Okay.
To your point, though. To your point, I'm seeing, and I'm just pulling up different stats here from different, different ranking sites. I'm seeing our offensive line ranked more at like 29th in a lot of these.
This was PFF on pass blocking, which again I was asking like, what about the whole offensive line in general?
Overall rankings based on a combination of pass blocking, run blocking, and cohesion among the team's linemen is showing us at 29th.
Okay, well,
man,
that
I know
solidifies me back
PFF is
and
like
keep 'em.
I know
feels about
PFF is
right.
like a name, but I mean, to me, PFF is.
Like,
That's pretty much what I say about their rankings because I hear rankings all the time and they never make sense.
yeah, it is kind of odd a lot of times.
My eyeballs, our line sucks.
Is there a single offensive lineman you would keep out of this line?
Dude,
We got Leno,
no.
Paul, Gates, Cosme, Wiley.
Yeah, I would keep Larson because once again, and it's pretty bad when I have to say this, and this is not the first season that I've said this. If we don't have Larson in, we automatically lose the game. And he's not good. And he's like our best. He's like our best. Nick Gates. Nick Gates is like he's aptly named, dude, because he's a swinging Gates.
Disagree with me here because I ragged on Sam Cosme like a lot, especially on Discord throughout this season. But out of all of those people, I think if I had to keep one, it would be Sam Cosme. I would get rid of the rest. Charles Leno needs to go first. He is horrible. The fact that was it when I think we were playing the Cowboys and the announcers kept making these statements that they're trying to help Charles Leno on every single play by putting a running back or having a tight end help with blocking or something. I mean, there's some way they were trying to constantly help Leno, and you shouldn't have to do that. The dude should be able to do his job and not have to. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I was like, why can't we replace him immediately? But the question is, who's out there and available to be able to replace this guy? And I don't know that there's anyone any better.
Well, we have a lot of money in salary cap coming up, so there's going to be dudes.
Cornelius Lucas and Cornelius Lucas pops in every now and then and does a good job. I don't understand why he's not in for Wiley.
Wiley's horrible.
He's bad, dude. He is completely. You know what sucked?
Oof.
And it was easy to see this in juxtaposition, if that's the proper word. Watching our offensive line play the Dolphins and then immediately watching San Francisco's offensive line against the Eagles and seeing Trent Williams continue to just destroy dudes. This late in his career, just toying with dudes.
I think that year he sat out really helped him out, to be perfectly honest. Kind of like John Riggins. Like he had a longer career because of that.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Trent Williams went to the Hall of Fame.
To see that, we need an offensive line. But here's my devil advocate. Back to, I guess, Kenny Ken's point. If we had a top 2, top 3 pick, and one of these top generational quarterback dudes, quotes, is there.
Yeah.
do we take him and have a quarterback competition? Or do we draft a left tackle higher than what he normally would go on the big board? Or do we trade back and hope to get a left tackle? Like, what would you do at this point? Or something completely different?
This is an interesting argument because I'm thinking about the Browns, who had a left tackle for like 9 or 10 years, Joe Thomas. The guy did not go to the NFL draft because he was like, that's the weekend I go fishing with my dad.
Yeah.
And he didn't go to the draft. And he went to the Hall of Fame first year. He was fantastic. I think he went first year.
He was fantastic, but what did
but
his team ever do?
Exactly. They got the left tackle, but they never got the quarterback figured out. And that's another thing that's thinking about. But I mean, do you want to have a Joe Thomas? Maybe we'll have a Joe Thomas and we'll have a terrible quarterback, or maybe we'll have a great quarterback and who's going to get sacked 100 times a year because there's no one to block for him.
Or hold that thought. Maybe there's an established left tackle that we could get with some super salary cap money and get a top quarterback to compete against Sam Howell and let the best man play.
Interesting. That's interesting because we do have about 91 million, give or take, in salary cap next year. Yeah. And we're going to need it because we need everybody. Everybody.
They just give that money to, keep it so that, Harris can start chipping away at his, $7 billion investment.
How much money did we pay Nick Gates, who want to bang heads with me guy? Nick Gates, how much money is he making?
More than me, I can tell you that much.
Are you searching this now?
Yeah. I mean,
while you're searching for that, X Factor says, no, we do not want to do that. I'm assuming draft a quarterback because these top QB picks don't always work out. If like 50-50 shot on them at best, so you'll be tossing away any gains with Sam for a best of a 50-50 shot at getting someone better.
Aaron, you and I talked a little bit earlier this week about this because the Redskins at the time, 2012, did this when they drafted RG3, and Shanny the Elder was just like, all right, I'm also going to draft a quarterback in the 4th round because one, RG3 looks like he's made of glass.
Yeah.
So we need a guy who's going to be here to back him up, but we need someone that's decent. So
yeah, I don't mind like having 2 good quarterbacks.
I don't mind it too, but I can't spend the 1st round pick. And even if we could get a Trent Williams person at left tackle, that's who I'm gonna go. That's who I would go with. If I were the general manager. I wish I could do a round of it. Guys, since he is the general manager de facto. I would go for the left tackle.
John, you asked about Nick Gates. Nick Gates is on a 3-year, $16.5 million contract.
Oh my gosh.
Including a $5 million signing bonus, $8 million guaranteed.
All right, dude. All right, here's what I'm seeing.
Ron Rivera's so bad at everything. Everything. Oh.
I know what I'm going to do here. I've already solidified my mind. We're sitting at 4.
Sitting at 4.
The 4th person on PFF, I know you don't like them, PFF's draft board overall in the entire draft is the tackle Olamiyiwa Fashanu from Penn State.
Wow.
I'll take him.
Say that name.
Olumuyiwa
Is it
Fashanu.
like Hawaiian or
It might be Samoan or something.
Yeah.
It says
Olamiya.
he's and you spoke of Joe Thomas. They're saying about him is he is one of the smoothest movers we've seen in pass protection since Tyron Smith and Joe Thomas. His tenacity in the run game could be better, but he's a dream offensive tackle prospect for what he can do as a pass blocker. I'm taking that guy if I'm sitting at 4 and he's right there at 4.
Yep.
Okay. And then there's also the Joe Alt guy from Notre Dame at 6'8".
that dude's huge.
Anyway, so there are 2 overall players that people are rating in the top 10 that are tackles. So,
And dude, this Caleb Williams guy, man, I mean, we've talked about him before. I know Kenny Ken doesn't like us to do it, but dude was crying on his mom's lap because, oh no, his college season had gone bad because he lost like 4 or 5 games with his team. He's just like, oh, my career is ruined.
yeah, I didn't see that.
I
as
don't
a
want that
leader
guy
of
as a
men.
quarterback,
I don't
man.
want him leading my team. Oh, the fans booed me today because I threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
But what would you do?
I think we're a little bit more old school about that.
Yeah, we're a little more rub the dirt on it, kid. But anyway, what would you do, however? I know we've never talked about draft prospects when the season was still going on. But after getting shellacked 45 to 15?
45 to 15, and he could have been more. Easily could have been more.
But what if we're sitting there? Dude, at number 4 overall, and the first pick is this tackle Fashanu, and the second pick is the Joe Alt guy, and the third pick is this top Latu edge rusher guy. So then you're sitting there at 4, and there's Marvin Harrison Jr., your Cryer Williams, and Drake May from North Carolina sitting up there. What would you do? Trade back at that point or take one of those quarterbacks?
I don't think that's going to happen because, well, Carolina just drafted a guy just last year. New England will, yeah. So I don't know if they'll take a quarterback.
X Factor would take Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype about him too.
Can I ask a question?
Man,
You just did.
I'm just switching off. I'm looking at people's salaries here, right? Like what this means to the cap, as we go into this, and the largest cap hit we have is Jonathan Allen. He's at 21 million. Curtis Samuel is second, 13.
21 million.
Curtis Samuel second at 13 million. Kendall Fuller, 11,625.
Oh man, cut.
Those first 2 guys have been producing at least. Go ahead.
Yes, first 2, yes. But then there's Terry McLaurin at 11,025.
Dude, he's 29. By the way, I really think we need to be looking for places for him to go and get some draft capital. I love Terry McLaurin. I think he's the best, the most complete wide receiver, like Art Monk style, that we've had in a really, really long time. But he's 29, and we're not going to make the playoffs next year probably. This whole team needs to be blown up, but we need draft capital.
But I feel like Terry's in his prime, and he needs to go somewhere where he can win. You know?
John Allen already said this week, came out that he said that he's basically open to being traded because he wants to win.
Well, there's 29. Same thing. There's 29 right there. I feel like Terry loves being in D.C. His foundation's in D.C. He's done a lot of stuff. Obviously, he was nominated as Walter Payton Man of the Year,
right?
Because of what he's done. But I mean, selfishly, John, I don't want that to happen. I want him to be on the team. But I can see your point. I mean, I even
bought his jersey, man.
I would hate the day that he goes, if and when he goes.
I think we need to start over. We need a new name. We need to trade anyone that we can trade. Get all the draft picks we can get. And start over with young guys, new coaches. Start building it from the ground up. Because Dan Snyder ruined it.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of everything Dan Snyder did as much as possible, and we still need to get this new name.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Can I tell you guys from a cap hit standpoint, a guy that we just discussed, and I didn't get down this far, but the eighth largest cap hit to our team is Charles Leno at $6.5 million.
But was he induced?
Well, I mean, you'd hope for $6.5 million you'd have a decent tackle. And I know he's been going through the family problems and everything this year, and I feel for him for that and everything. But man, I mean, I remember when we drafted him, or we got him from he was a free agent from Chicago. And Aaron, you asked, you were like, what do you know about him? I'm like, he's the only lineman I know of from Chicago. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he sucks. You know what? Jonathan Allen may have been speaking out of frustration because he's probably more frustrated than us, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But there was one point in the game, dudes. Let's go back to my most frustrated point of the game is when the Dolphins weren't even trying to score. For the entire fourth quarter, they weren't trying to score. They ran the ball, I believe, 14 times in a row, in which we were all yelling, they're giving it to 28. Oh, no, they're not. They benched him for his backup. Now they're giving it to 23 on this play. And all they did was run up the middle every single time, and they were getting 20 yards carry.
Every single time. They did 13 plays.
If you can't stop it when you know what's coming, there are big problems. Big problems. Either someone's quitting. I don't even know what. You know who's getting the ball. Go after that dude. Go after him.
Yeah. I mean,
they weren't trying to win. I mean, they weren't trying to run up the score. That's the thing that's sad. They tried to not run up the score on us. And we couldn't stop it.
Who was calling in the defense this week?
Ron. Or whoever this phony baloney guy.
It wasn't Ron. It was the phony. Yeah, it was the phony baloney dude.
Who was that guy?
The phony baloney dude. That's the name of this podcast.
The phony baloney dude.
Phony baloney podcast. I don't even know. I mean, what? It's like Ron's like, oh, Ron will be calling the defense this week. And then suddenly there's this phony baloney dude in there.
And Ron didn't do anything.
Ron
Ron's
can't
like,
do
you know
anything.
what, last minute? I haven't had a chance to look over this book this week. I'm just going to call in this guy and hand it off. Tell him to spin it on a dartboard and throw darts. And that's what we're going to call in.
It would probably work better.
Work better.
I'm trying to
throw that in the dumpster and light it on fire, that book, whatever that is.
Dude, do you know who else sucks? Cody Barton.
Yeah, dude, all of our linebackers suck.
Jamin Davis is at least the best of them.
It's okay. He's okay.
Cody Barton is 3.5 against the cap, by the way.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Cody
What,
Barton is
3,500? 3,500?
$3.5 million against the cap.
God.
Well in front of Antonio Gibson.
We can trade Antonio Gibson, too.
Dude, Josh Harris or whoever he hires as his GM, we don't know. We have no idea what that person's going to do. But we know that they most probably are going to do exactly what we're talking about and just blow the whole team up. I mean, we're going to have Ron Rivera for 4 years, and the team's going to be worse than it was when he was here.
They're worse now.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I said this. I think I said this on Discord the other day. Name one position other than punter which has improved since Ron Rivera has arrived.
Yeah, and don't forget people like McLaurin, Allen. Those guys were here pre-Ron Rivera.
Would you say the running back position has improved?
Brian Robinson, yeah. It's one.
I think that's an improvement.
He has one like crystal jewel that he used and got and traded back from the first round and ended up getting Brian Robinson, Sam Howell, and who was the other one? Cole Turner? Frosted Hoss?
Frosted Hoss.
So
he gets the worst people in.
Do what?
Take away. I mean, not even looking at draft picks, which he makes bad decisions on. Look at the dudes that he brings in free agency. All of them suck. Maybe did he bring in Curtis Samuel? He's been pretty good, but most of them suck.
But Curtis Samuel came in and he was already hurt, and he was hurt like his whole first year. This is like the first time he's really had a consistent time. He's our leading receiver.
Yeah, he is. He's been targeted. But to be fair, I feel like everybody's been covering up Terry, double covering Terry. They haven't been allowing him, and no matter what he's tried to do to get open, which he has gotten open some, even when he's been in double coverage. when that's happened, the linemen aren't blocking long enough to let to let that part of the play develop because he's working so hard to get open. They're not blocking long enough, and Howell's got to get rid of the ball. And it seems that Samuel has been the one that has been open in those instances. So
yeah,
it's got to be frustrating for Terry at this point. It has to be, and the linemen I think are affecting that quite a bit as well.
And it may, after the season, you know, that turf toe is probably still lingering. Hopefully, having the bye week this week will help with that. I wrote down numbers from a couple of days ago, really quick. If Ron Rivera does not win another game, and personally, I don't think anyone else is going to hire him as a head coach again.
If
his record will be, if he does not win another game this year, his record will be 101, 102, and 2.
So what you're saying basically is we've got a 50-50 chance any game of winning or losing.
What you're saying, dude.
You are a loser, sir. You are a loser, sir.
Maybe he just likes to live a very balanced life. You know, it's very yin and yang. He's just.
On January 8th, he's going to get his walking papers. He can go play golf at Pebble Beach for whenever he wants because he's made so much money.
You lose the same.
What about Eric Bieniemy? Would you guys hold on to him at this point? Even as offensive coordinator, not as head coach?
I think it depends on whoever we bring in as the GM to make that decision. And usually when the new GM comes in like that, he cleans house for coaching staff. It's really rare when he keeps like a coordinator or someone like that.
Yeah.
Maybe secondary, secondary coach or tight end coach or something,
Like a Ryan Kerrigan and a Jennifer King would probably stay on.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Arguably the two best coaches.
I think Bieniemy is going to have some head coach options at the end of this season.
Chicago is one.
Chicago for sure, probably. I think, I don't know if Washington will be one or should be one. I'm trying to really trying to be fair and think, okay, does this all come down to he's been handed a bag of doo-doo in a lot of ways and he's trying to make the best of that? Because I think he has been developing this relationship with Sam Howell. I do see I'm looking at play calling and like trying to analyze some of that. And it's not that it's been completely horrible or anything like that. Again, I keep going back to this offensive line that is causing so many problems. But again, he's been handed that. So I don't know. I don't know for me, how I feel about that one way or another, quite honestly.
I'm looking at Kansas City and how their offense has been this year after he's left. And their numbers are down like significantly. Like they're scored almost a touchdown less a game.
Right.
They've got Kelsey. They've got Kelsey, and that's it. Like, who are the receivers? There's some dude named Hardman.
Dude, some people would say that's the Yoko Ono effect over there with Taylor Swift.
Yoko Ono. Yeah, so X Factor.
Well, dude, because you're right, because Kelsey's having a great year.
That's right. So X Factor here making a note in the chat saying if you're keeping Sam as a starter, you should keep Eric as the offensive coordinator.
That is true.
Too much turnover for a young quarterback. We've seen it ruin so many quarterbacks in this organization before.
You got a point there. Also, I heard this week about the Bears, quote unquote interest in hiring Eric Bieniemy as a head coach, and someone was saying that if we hold on to him and they sign him away as a head coach, then we get a 3rd round pick. But if we cut him, then we don't. So I say hold him. If someone signs him as a head coach,
hold him for the pick.
Get the pick. We need all the picks.
Dude,
I
that
wish
guy
we could
can't
sign
run the
him
ball.
as a head coach and get the pick as well for him.
He doesn't run the ball. And maybe it's because the offensive line, but he doesn't run the ball. He does a lot of short passes as runs.
Have you seen the offensive line open a hole more than once for our dudes, though? No, they're fighting for every single yard, every single time. Brian Robinson, the reason he's as good as he is because he's a bruiser, dude. It takes 3 yards to take him down, and he gets contacted at the line of scrimmage or behind, like every play.
Every time.
And he'll still get 2 to 3 to 4 yards. But you never see holes like these other teams where there's like freaking someone pulling like across the line and opening a gap that a truck can run
crossing the
through.
Red Sea.
I mean, there have been just a rare few occasions, and if Robinson didn't have the vision that he has to see the most minute crack to be able to try to get into, then I think I think you're right, dude. I mean, it's just crazy. Imagine minute crack. Imagine what we could do if we could have a line, like you say, that's going to open up holes.
Open up a gaping hole.
Gaping holes.
Not a minute crack.
No, not minute cracks. He's got to like force his way in and stuff. He wants gaping holes. That's what we need. That's what we need. Did you see what the Dolphins did to us? Like you were saying, in the fourth quarter with Arcade.
I saw what they did to us.
Arcade's running the freaking ball. Stop Arcade. Like the Red Sea.
I saw what they did to us, and I can't repeat it on this podcast.
They were opening up holes. If we could basically,
they were tearing open some new ones. They were doing.
If we could have a line that's going to open that up for him, I could see him, pulling off 10, 12, 14 yards carries. You know what I mean? And it's just repeatedly, because it right now, like, it's just like you said, John. He hits this wall, or Aaron. He hits the wall, line of scrimmage or behind it, and he's fighting to chip away at like 2 or 3 yards on these things every single play.
I mean, dude got shot, and he's still playing.
I'm just glad these BFFs haven't fallen on him and like stepped on his feet and twisted his ankle. I mean,
that's what I'm worried about with Sam and Howell. We got 4
more
games. Can we just put Jacoby Brissett in for the next 4 games?
Right?
I don't really want to do that, because Sam Howell needs to learn and grow and do all that crap that Ryan keeps talking about. But he does need to do that as a rookie quarterback.
Dudes, I heard another thing with the Dolphins. One of their, I think, linebackers or someone was being interviewed, and he said something to the effect of how easy it was to cover against our offense, because the only time that we're able to do anything is when Sam Howell like goes off schedule, butt cheek plays basically.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, all you have to do is stay disciplined, and they can't do anything. He's like, the only time they're able to do anything is when he does those, basically the butt cheek plays. He's totally right, because we can't run the ball. We can't run the ball. We can't pass the ball unless he rolls out and does something, because he'll get killed back there in the pocket. And it took Eric Bieniemy like 5-6 weeks to realize that if he doesn't roll the pocket, we're not doing anything.
The enemy, not the enemy.
Bieniemy's always like, at the end of the day, we got to go play some football.
At the end of the day.
I don't know. Do we want to talk about any specifics for this game? We got to give games and kicks. But other than that, is there any – that pick 6 was bad.
Yeah, that's third. Like I said, it's the 3rd week in a row he's done that. But, he's
I'm not going to kick him. I'm not going to kick him for that either.
He's basically a rookie. So,
he's a rookie who's trying to meet every challenge that's thrown at him every week. And again, I keep saying offensive line.
You could see it on his face a few times during this last game, and it's becoming more and more apparent each week, where he's just got this look on his eyes where he's just like, seriously, some freaky block.
I know.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
He's dealing with this, dealt with that with Carolina too. He's just like, he's a tough guy, but he's probably tired of eating grass or turf or wherever the heck he's playing.
Can we just give like a collective kick to the entire team? I mean,
before we go into that though, dudes, I want to talk a little bit about Ron. You know how every week I get on here and rant about how in his post game he says something about we need to see some. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to grow, and we're going to develop.
We're going to learn and grow.
Did you hear what he said this week?
What did he say?
He said something to the effect of, there's only so much you can talk about growth and development.
Oh, that's because the players called him out on it.
And
Jonathan Allen specifically called him out on that.
Oh, did he really?
That's why. Oh, yeah. Jonathan Allen called him out on it specifically. He's like,
what did he say?
Jonathan Allen pretty much said, There's only so much growth and development you could take, like after the game.
Yeah,
Right.
I heard Jonathan Allen say something about, I'm tired of hearing about character. I've got character. I don't need to build character. I want to win.
Man, he's probably looking at this team and he's like, half these guys suck, man.
They all suck.
I feel like he gets on the bus and he's probably like, "You suck. You suck. You suck."
He's probably like on those runs where Arcane and whoever his backup to the backup was, were just running all over us on that drive. You know, he's getting like double and triple teamed. Like, if you guys didn't suck so bad, they wouldn't be able to triple team me and still run all over us.
Yeah,
They
because
suck.
I mean, we have no defensive ends now.
No, we got Casey Toohill and someone.
Dude,
Dude, we had someone in this game named
Henry?
Harris. Who is this
Who?
Harris dude?
Josh Harris's son.
Josh
can't hurt.
Harris's son, I think, suited up.
Can't. It's Jalen Harris, defensive end.
Yeah.
By the way, he's 291,000 against the cap.
Who is that
And-
dude?
Sounds like a rookie to me.
He's undrafted,
Oh.
and he was with the Bears. The Bears.
Well, I
And he
saw
ended
him
up-
in the
he
game,
ended
and
up-
I'm like, who is that dude? I'm like, who is he?
He was with the
He will
Bears, and
earn.
now he's on like the Dolphins, who are Super Bowl contenders. It's not bad. Oh wait, no, we're
Jalen-
talking about Jalen Harris being on our team.
Jalen Harris on our team, yeah.
Yes, dude.
Who is this guy? I've never heard of this guy.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
even remember seeing his name.
He's our defensive end.
That's what I'm telling you, dude.
Oh man, I was confused. I was like looking on the Dolphins side of the border. I'm like, where is he? As I'm talking, I'm like, where?
We
I'm
picked
like,
him
what
up
are you
from the
talking
Bears.
about? He's on the Dolphins. I'm like, what? He's on our team.
He was with Chicago. He was with Chicago. I don't know if he was on their practice squad or what. I'm looking at his salary. It says with the Bears, he was 132,000 was his salary, and he had a $10,000 signing bonus. So that to me doesn't say he's got to have been practice squad or something, right? I'm not finding any more
I
information.
don't know, but I don't really want to spend any more of our time about this dude. The point is, we need better
I
players.
just found it. I just found it. He was signed to the practice squad in August 30th. And then he signed immediately from their practice squad to our active roster on November the 20th.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, so we just got him like 2 weeks ago.
We just got him.
Okay. All right. With that being said, I'm ready to go into the games and kicks if you guys are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go.
And now, I don't know why it's not playing the music. The coveted and ever
Oh, look at
elusive
Josh.
Game Ball.
Game Ball.
Gay Ward. The Gay Ward.
What? Why is the graphic?
And now,
Oh, there it is.
the coveted and ever elusive
Game Ball Award.
Award.
All right, Game Ball Award, as usual, is brought to you by our friends at Dick's Pitch. Dick's Pitch, remember to re-dip at the half. Available.
This just came onto the scene last time I was here. Before that, it was always Ridapoo. So,
No, they still are sponsored, dude. But they sponsored the
Okay.
Kicking the Balls Award.
oh, okay. Sorry.
Dick's Pitch, available at Dick's and other fine sporting goods stores. Dick's Pitch, re-dip at the half. All right, go ahead.
I'm just going to give it to the O-line if I got to do it. Otherwise, collectively to the team. Oh, wait, this is Game Ball Award, right? Game Ball?
Balls. Yeah. Game balls.
Okay.
Much more
Yeah, okay.
difficult to give out.
Much more. I mean, honestly, I got to give it to Sam Howell. He was our only scorer for 2 touchdowns. He was basically like, if it's going to happen, I'm just going to have to do it myself. And, other than that 2-point conversion to Thomas, which obviously he had to throw. So, I mean, I don't. It's got to be him. That's all. I don't know who else to give it to at this point.
Yeah, but he had a 19.6 QBR.
I don't care. I know he only had 127 yards on the day, but
He
what
averaged 5
other
yards.
good thing did someone on the team do?
Do you want me to quote the Hall of Famer stuff?
Tressway,
first year?
punter. Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you want me to quote like Peyton Manning or Troy Aikman's first year as starters, who were both in the Hall of Fame? Not saying that Sam Howell's going to the Hall of Fame, but those guys had terrible first years. 1-15, 3-13.
Sam
know.
Howell's
I'm not
way
worried.
ahead of-
I'm not worried about Howell. I think he's going to go through peaks and valleys.
Mm.
All right. Well, who are you giving your game ball to then?
Tressway, dude.
I knew it.
Because he had more yards punting than our quarterback did throwing? By two? By
He did.
twice, two
And
times?
two-
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
punts
yeah.
and
Like,
two
like
punts.
almost 100 yards better than Sam Howell's throwing. God,
Yes.
what an awful game.
He had
We
as
had-
many yards and 2 punts.
Guys, we had more yards punting than our quarterback did throwing. Just saying.
Yeah, 200 and what was that? 45 yards total.
Well,
Tressway had 214 yards punting.
and just to
He got
sum up,
close.
just to sum up why our team sucks so much, we give the game ball to our punter more
On
than
a regular
offensive-
basis.
Regularly.
He's probably won the game ball award more than any other player on the team.
T-shirt just needs to say Tressway, yes way.
And then MVP on the back. Oh, yeah, MVP on the front. Tressway, yes way.
All right. Well, I'm going to give mine to the aforementioned Curtis Samuel for not having a great game, but he's producing more than most people on the team. So that's why he's getting my game ball. 4 for 65, 16-yard average. Long of 33. So that's who's getting it. Anyone else have anything else to throw out here in the chat rooms? Game balls, or are we bypassing that this week? Going once.
People like, I don't give a game ball.
X Factor's in there. Core Man's in there. Who else is in there? They might have all left because they're bored. Bryce Versa's in there. Oh, wait. Bryce Versa. His game ball is going to Josh.
For showing up.
Wait. Me or Josh Harris?
Oh, yeah, who? Yeah, true.
Josh, you. Yellow cake. Yellow cake.
I'll take it. It's
Josh
good to be back, fellas.
is a yellow cake.
I have missed that.
Yellow cake.
I called it.
Yellow cake. Bryce Versa said someone should ask Eric Bieniemy about the start of the day. At the end of the day, we got to play football. At the end of the day, we got to do this. Yeah, what about the start of the day, dude? Why don't you
At the
start
start
playing
of the
football
day.
at the beginning of the day?
Let's play football at the start of the day.
At the end of the day, go to sleep. At the beginning of the day,
Yeah,
do something
If you
constructive.
played football, if you actually played by the end of the day, yeah, then you can rest. But let's play at the beginning of the day.
At the end of the day, we got to get on the field and play some ball.
At the end of the day, we have to score more points than they do.
That's what he said this week, by the way.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you can talk about quarterback play. You can talk about receiver play. You could talk about defensive play, but we got to score more points than they do.
Hello, Captain Obvious.
I wonder, because he used to be a college coach back at Colorado a long time ago, and he didn't have a great reputation coming out of there. And I wonder if he's being like, and I'm not giving the players any excuses, but, college players, if you have a taskmaster, look at Michigan right now with Harbaugh. He's kind of a taskmaster kind of coach. He's Harbaugh, I'm he's in charge. But Eric Bieniemy tells people to do stuff, and the other person's like, I'm making $3 million whether I do what you tell me or not. It just doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work in the NFL. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. And if your team is 4-9, it's a lot more of a chance that that's not going to work in the NFL if that's what he's doing. But I have a feeling that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
At the end of the day,
guys.
I think you're right. At the end of the
At the
day,
end of the day. I
we
think you're
can't
right.
talk about growth and development anymore at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
All right, dudes. You know what it's time for.
it's time.
Or is it?
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
The Kicking
Josh
the
is
Balls
like on the
Award.
fan cam at the stadium with the cup.
Like he just
Show us
recognized.
your Redskins
Bum, bum,
your
bum,
commander's
bum,
pride.
bum, bum, bum,
It's third down.
bum, 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 bum. Y'all ready for this? Boom, 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 boom.
I'm Don Geronimo. It's third down and 30.
It's
Get
third
loud,
down.
Redskins fans. We're about to give up 78 yards.
What's the music they always play with that? Nacho, 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 nacho.
Oh, yeah, the nacho.
They're trying to pump up the Dolphins fans. And dude, what was that picture about? They had some people that won some thing from the stands, and they're obviously like Dolphins fans, and they like made them throw over like a Commander's shirt and put them out on the field, and they're like, "We're here with some fans that win something." Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you gotta find it. You gotta find it. It was literally people in Dolphins like jerseys where they had put a Redskins jersey over top of it, and they're out on the field doing one of those fan like interactions where they win something, like a Papa John's pizza or something.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
They
I
chose
saw. Yeah,
Dolphins
I didn't see the full context of it, but I saw it in like Twitter or something, and it was like these were obviously Dolphins fans
Oh my god.
because they couldn't find any Redskins fans to bring on the field. All right. Anyway, Kicking the Balls Award, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Ridapoo. For all the doo-doo that you do, there's Ridapoo, available at True Value, Taylor's Do It, and other fine hardware stores.
I heard it's on sale at Tyson's Corner. Ace Hardware Tyson's Corner, I think, is carrying it now.
And the Target at Roslyn has it on CMT.
Target. All right. Now's when I can say I'm just going to give it to the O-line. But collectively as a team, it's hard for me to choose who is the worst player to give a kick in the ball to this week.
Well, I know
All of them. God!
Everybody. All of them. Just all of them.
I'm giving mine
Maybe
to
I'll
Terry
give it to
McLaurin.
Sam Howell for throwing that pick six. Sam Howell's
Yeah.
getting my kick in the balls. When was the last time I gave a kick and a ball?
You
game
always
and,
do,
and a
dude.
game ball.
You're
And a
always-
game ball.
You're
to the same
famous
player.
for that. I'm giving mine to Terry McLaurin. He's supposed to be our captain, and he somehow didn't find himself open to catch one pass.
Dude, I don't think it was his
Yeah.
fault.
He only had 3 targets, too.
Three targets to Terry.
Was he not open?
I
I
feel
don't
like
think
it
he-
did hit him in the hands once and he dropped it. I
That
wrong?
could be anybody on this team right
He's
now.
not credited with the drop, I don't think. But I don't know.
Okay.
John Bates had a drop. De'Ami Brown had a drop.
De'Ami Brown. Baddest mother in town.
Hold on, am I reading this correctly? We only had 12 completions the entire game.
Yeah, 'cause Sam Howell
Yeah.
went 12 for 23 on the day, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
How many offensive plays did we run?
He's trying to match Ron's 50% record
40.
this week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's dogs barking.
Uh-oh. Here, I'm going to try to mute. I'm going to try to mute.
Strange, I still hear it. I don't know why.
Henry, chill, Audrey. My
Wow.
dog comes in here and I'm just like, who's tapping? Your dog goes in there and your dog is like,
Aaron hasn't given. Did Aaron give his? Did Aaron give his kick?
my kick goes to the defense, the collective defense.
Aaron, you literally just put the dog in here with me.
Another
Another dog's in here barking with me. Henry.
Dude, you put the dog in with him.
For you guys who
Seriously.
didn't figure it out, Josh is at my house. and he's in the other room, and I put the dog in with
He's in
him.
the room next door.
Josh is all like, "Let the dogs out."
All right.
All right,
Oh, what trade
Who's your
does
kick,
you?
Aaron? Who's your kick?
Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. He did. He
Who is
did.
yours, John?
The defense, all of them.
And
Oh,
Ron
right.
Rivera. And Ron Rivera, because
I was pointing this
and
out earlier.
Besselmeyer. I'm kicking Besselmeyer again.
he's
Just
not even
because
on
we didn't even know that he was a high school coach until like 2 weeks before he got fired.
I'm kicking Trent Williams for leaving our team and leaving us high.
I'm going to point this out because I don't know if I did this on the podcast or if we were talking about it before. But in the past 2 weeks, we've had 2 teams score 45 points against us. That's 90 points in 2 weeks to our 25 points that we've scored in 2 weeks.
We suck, dude.
I know
Yeah,
that just I know that just literally says we need a moment of silence, which is essentially what you did, John, and sighed.
Yeah, and we're not playing this weekend. We have the bye, so guarantee not losing this weekend unless
We
someone
need to
does
say
something.
bye to some people. That's what we should do this week.
Unless someone gets
And the
injured.
next week we're going to LA.
I think we should use these next 2 weeks to rebuild. To rebuild
Right now.
Dudes, I'm done talking about this game. I'm ready to round this thing out. Are you guys?
Let's round it out.
All right,
We have a
we're
bye
rounding
this
this
week.
thing out. All right, dudes. I'd like to give a shout out to everyone that's been in the chat rooms this week. Bryce Versa, X Factor 357, Texas Corpsman 100.
Josh is making me dizzy.
Kenny Ken the 7th was in here earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to get in our Discord group, Redskins fans only, or Commanders, or a football team. I still like the football team. tinyurl.com/HarryHL. That's HARRY HF. Sorry. Harry HF.
Harry HF.
Harry HF.
You can reach us on the hog line 202-735-1788, or you can hit us up at the old-fashioned email hhfpodcast@gmail.com. But join the Discord room, please.
Yeah. And you can check us out on some people on YouTube. Checking us out on there.
Or Twitter.
Also, check out John's Fans Only page.
Oh yeah, dude. Boy, I was about to say something that we were talking about earlier, but
It's OnlyFans/John
Only
the
Fans.
/John the Shaft Adams. Anyway,
Also, Chap John. All right.
we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins, and
yeah, we're gonna act like it's 1991 for a while.
Good to be back, y'all.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins, and if you see a Cowboys fan,
You know what to do. Joke up!
Joker!